we can't dress it up too much, can we, Jamie? It's difficult. It's difficult at the moment. How much is the confidence and the belief affected by setbacks like you had in your last game? And how quickly can you turn it around? How quickly do you start looking at the next one?
Yeah, looking back to Saturday, of course, being 2-0 up and then losing the 2 goals, getting a man sent off, and then obviously drawing the game. It did feel like a defeat after the game. Everyone was deflated. We was in a good position, and I think with 11 men, or to be fair, even with 10 men at 2-0 up, we still should be seeing the game out. They had chances, and there was always going to have chances, but so did we as well. But no, we've got to. It's easy to say we've got to brush that to the side, and we've got 9 games left and 9 games to pick up as many points as we can. So starting with this Saturday, that's obviously what we're going to try and do.
You're not daft footballers. You're all football fans generally. You've all got clubs that you support away from the day job, so you know what it's like for the supporters, don't you? You know how much they'll be going through it. I'm sure you don't need any extra motivation, but I'm sure that is there, isn't it?
Yeah, of course. Listen, through the full season, the fans have been absolutely unbelievable with us, and not every single player in that changing room, the staff included, know how much this club means to the fans. And every single game when we go out there, we're giving 110%, which I know they can see, because they've been clapping us off the pitch, when we've been getting beat sometimes, and sometimes it's not deserved, and sometimes it is. But the one thing that we know we give is 110%. The quality sometimes isn't there, but the hard work and dedication and team effort is always there. So, there is that extra motivation there for us to one, keep us out of the relegation zone, but we want to fight and show to the fans how much we do care about the club.
Are you doing everything you can, or is there a feeling that there are margins and levels that you can go up and you can try and improve that quality, for example?
I think the biggest thing is confidence, and that comes with winning games, and we've not done that too many times this year. We've not gone back-to-back league wins, which again gives massive confidence to the team. We've come up with some good results and good performances, over the past, since the season started, but they've just not come on a regular occasion. So I'd say that's the thing that's been missing. But in terms of can we give anything more, I'd probably say not, because we leave ourselves out there every single game, and we will continue to do that. And I'm confident that we can still do this, and as long as everyone in the changing rooms around the club and the fans still believe that as well, then there's no reason why we can't.
That confidence, that belief that you talk about there, how do you go about bolstering that? How do you go about giving yourself more confidence if you haven't won the previous game or the previous how many games or whatever it may be?
It's tough, but the main thing you can do is just the basics. Get your head down, work hard, and like I say, give everything, every single game, every single training session, which the lads are doing. Sometimes, we've not got the rub of the green or the decision, and sometimes I feel it's maybe gone against us, but again, that's no excuse. Sometimes we've, from a defensive point of view, we've given some sloppy goals away. From an attacking point of view, we've maybe not killed teams off when we're supposed to. So the way to increase confidence, of course, it's easy to say, is winning games, and the way we can do that is just keep grafting, keep working hard. We're always in games. We've not been outplayed, but the odd mistake or not taking our chance here and there is what's cost us. So we've got to keep doing the basics and try to do them better than what we have been doing. And like I say, we're all heads are going into Saturday, and we're going to go there for the 3 points, nothing less.
Is it hard not to take it home, not to have it in your day-to-day life, or should it be something that you take home? The fact that you're frustrated and disappointed and upset with how the season has gone to this point?
Yeah, it's hard not to take it home, and like you say, it's our job. We've done it since we was knee high, so it does affect you, especially when you're down there. It's easy when you're at the top of the league, because you can go and do what you want, and you just carry on game by game. Whereas when you are down there and you're fighting, it's tough, and everyone cares. So you're going home, and I can only speak for myself. It's tough when you go home. You do think about it, but when you come into the changing rooms, it's not as bad as what it seems, because the lads are confident, and there's belief in there that we can do it. Training's good every single day. The lads are grafting, they're working hard, and we're the only ones that can get us out of this position. So everyone in that change room's together, and I know the fans are together there with us. So that's what will keep us up.
How big a factor is your manager? How much of a difference does Derek Adams make? Because he's a very direct communicator with us, and he'll tell us when something's wrong, when something's not gone right, but he'll equally back you to the hilt when he feels that's the case. Is that something that you welcome in that changing room environment? The fact that he is very direct and he will tell you exactly like it is?
Yeah, I think one thing that players respect more than anything is honesty. And you do get that from the gaffer. You know, he's been there and done it. He's had this club promoted, and unfortunately, we're not in that position this year. But I don't think he's changed from what I can see from the start of the season till now. It's always been honest and direct, and us as players, we'd rather that than someone who beats around the bush. So, no, he's definitely the perfect man to get us out of this situation.
It is quite unusual for us to hear in interviews, post-match interviews particularly, X person's made a mistake or we needed to do that better or whatever. I guess as players, you're your harshest critics, though, aren't you? If you've made a mistake as an individual, you probably don't need telling, do you?
No, definitely. But I think if anyone, after a mistake, come out and did an interview, they'd say, listen, I was at fault for that, I should have done better. And the lads are, when we have been made mistakes, the person who's done that is the first person to put their hand up and say, apologies, lads. And, so, it isn't good enough because we're in a position where we can't be making them mistakes, and it's fair if the gaffer comes out and calls you out. Sometimes it's needed. Sometimes some people may thrive off that and think, do you know what, I'll go and show you in the next game. So it's about working it the right way, and I'm sure the gaffer does that.
The position you're in, not that long ago, it was 1 point. It's now back to being 6. Do you give that any attention at this point, or is the only thing you can do win your next game, go to Port Vale, try and get the 3 points, and then see afterwards?
Yeah, of course. I think to get out of the situation anyway, even if we would have won, we still would have had to win 2 games to get out of it anyway. So we're going to have to win the 2 games to, again, get on level with Tranmere, and I believe we've got a better goal difference as well. So, there's 9 games to go. There's going to be plenty of ups and downs till then, and hopefully there's more ups for us, starting with Saturday. And we'll give everything for the last 9 games to the end of the season. We've given everything every single game. We've been out there on the pitch, and for the last 9 games, we're going to do the exact same. Hopefully, we can have that extra bit of quality. We can be a bit more solid at the back, which we are going to need to be. The game's going to be tough. There's no doubt about it, because at the end of the season, teams are either fighting for promotion or the battling to stay up from relegation. So, and just like us, we've got something to play for. So, it's going to be interesting into the season for sure.
How important is it to, I suppose, be brave, take risks? If you've got a point, if a game's drawn, at this point, is it worth taking that risk of losing that point to go and try and win it because of the reward that 3 points represents? Yeah,
of course. Everyone wants to win football matches, and especially the position we're in now. We need 3 points. Sometimes in games it is okay to get a point, if you're not playing well and you're seeing the game out and you've managed to nick a point somewhere. But in our case, we do need 3 points right at the minute, and we need them on a regular basis. So obviously, I'm not the manager. I don't say what the tactics are or anything like that. So, but the gaffer is very front-footed thinking, and he does want you to go out there and get 3 points. Draws aren't going to get us out of this situation unless we're a point off, maybe point off Tranmere or the team above us, whoever that may be. So, no, I think every game from now is going to have to be 3 points and nothing less.
Do you allow yourself to think about getting out of it? Are you the kind of guy that, manifests and looks at it and visualises it? Or is it the job in hand? Can it be an inspiration to you that if you can get out of this with the odds against you, you'll probably go down in history with these supporters from the position you've been in?
Yeah, I think you have to believe you can get out of this situation. If not, then there's no point in going out there on a Saturday, or else you're done and you're defeated already. I mean, there's 9 games to go with 6 points out of it. Why can't we get out? Why shouldn't we be believing? Like, people, I understand people's frustrations and stuff, but people think we're done and dusted already. And there's one thing in that team: don't write us off. There's 9 games to go. No chance of anyone be writing us off. There's no reason why we can't go to Port Vale on Saturday, get the win, come back home to Swindon, who've already beat this season, and do the same again. Like, we have got belief in that changing room, and as a squad and as a club, we should be, pushing each other, and we should be believing, because that's what we're going to need from now to the end of the season.
Is that fuel for you if people say you're done?
Yeah, it should be, and it depends what type of person you are. But for me, yeah, if people think we're done, then for me, no chance. Like, it gives me that extra bit of fuel, that extra bit of motivation to, to go out on a Saturday and do a bit more. And it could be the last 5-10 minutes of a game. Someone might have to go up, and us as defenders, when you get a set piece, go and do something, go and create something yourself. Because if you gotta, at the end of the day, you just gotta believe. Like, I can sit here and talk as much and say as many things as I want to say, but we are the players on that pitch who go out there, and if we're not going to believe, then what's the point in going out there?
Get money for your old phone, MazlumaMobile.com.